Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 349 of the Overseas Connection Podcast, the official podcast of the G4TE.com community. That is your family-friendly, fun-loving gaming for the elderly. Just switching it up a little bit here. I am back. Greg DeLacy, gamertag OC _Murphy's Law on
You can't
Twitter.
remember, can you? It's been that long.
No, I heard a dog shaking in the background. It threw me off completely. But yes, it has been quite some time. Well, not a ton of time. I mean, I came back and then I was gone for a week. But yes, is that Jasper?
Yeah.
What a good doggy. Looks like he got a haircut, Mark.
Yes, he did. Yeah, long overdue.
Yeah. Well, it is December 12th, 2015. Mark Marcanix, you're on the show.
Yeah, finally again. I'm still alive. Just apologies if I start coughing and spluttering everywhere because I've been really ill the past few weeks. But yeah, I'm back. I'm Marcanix on Xbox Live, PSN, Steam, and Twitters.
Yes, it is good to have you.
Yeah.
Also on the show this week, Miss Kim Woods.
Howdy, fellas. Glad to see you. Well, I can see Mark, can see
Yes,
Greg, but you know.
I'm missing in action. Well, not really.
I'm glad you're back. Starting to wonder if y'all were going to make it. So,
I was beginning to wonder if I was going to make it. Yeah. And of course, like you, Mark, I have been also battling a cold, a early Christmas gift from my son.
oh dear.
And so, yes.
Kids are wonderful, aren't they?
They
I've
are
never
fantastic.
had so many colds or bugs and flu bits ever since we had the grandkids. You ever go to school and then just pass it around at school, bring it home, and then give it to us. Kids
Yeah.
can shake it off after a day or two. Can we do that? Nah. Two
No.
fucking weeks.
No.
Yeah, my nephew's good at that too. So,
Yeah. Well, I still say I don't want to go back to the old days of being in school. I quite like the responsibility of being an adult and saying, you know what, tonight I am staying up past 10 o'clock. I am staying up
Right.
past
Yep.
midnight. We have a box reserved an honorary box for Nicole Radowski, not on the show this week. She was going to try to make it. She hasn't quite got the ability to be here yet just because of family stuff going on. But in her honor, I put up the MIA tags. So there you go, Nicole. As you listen to this, know that you had a spot on this show. Just
We
sitting
miss
right
you.
there. We don't really miss her. No.
I do. I'm just saying.
Dude.
Just kidding, Nicole. All right.
We're all saying that because we're scared of her because she'll beat us up.
Exactly.
True. This is true.
Hit me over the head with a cog.
Yeah.
All right. What do we do in this show anymore? What do we do?
I don't know.
I don't
What's a
know.
podcast?
What is a podcast? Well, we talk about video games in this podcast. That's what we do. We are a video game podcast. Sometimes we talk about movies. Sometimes we talk about our vacations. Hint, foreshadowing. But also we like to give shout-outs to people like Hubba Bubba Frank. Hubba Bubba Frank. I just like saying his Twitch name. He is now a recent follower, so I wanted to give him a shout-out. Really because of the name, Hubba Bubba Frank. Also, John Nezzi and Michael SB7. Give some shout-out love to them. And I guess we can start talking about what we have been playing, if I can speak properly. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, Mark. Why don't we let you start talking in a little bit? Santa Claus, I think, came early this year for you.
He actually arrived this afternoon. Yeah.
Oh.
And dropped me a digital copy of Fallout 4. So that's been installing today. I've only just sort of like looked at the opening bit of it. I've not really done anything, but it looks amazing. So I can't wait to get stuck into that. I'll probably leave it actually until the week I've got off. I've got Christmas week off, so
The whole week.
yeah, I finished
Nice.
Christmas Eve at 5 o'clock, and then don't go back while January 4th. So I'll probably spend that time wandering the wasteland.
I
Nice.
think it's a good plan.
Mhm.
I may
Yeah.
be joining you in wandering the wasteland.
Yeah,
I too was a benefactor of your early Christmas gift.
yeah.
What was funny, I remembered somebody, I don't know what podcast they were talking about it, but the install takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah,
but
just a bit.
there are these intro movies that play, and so I was just sat there, had it on, just for like I think a good 20 minutes. I was just watching the intro movies, not even
I
touching the
missed
game.
that. I never even thought. I never even knew that happened because while it was installing, I played one of the games of gold this week, which is Gauntlet.
Ah, okay,
So I've been
okay.
playing that.
Yeah,
Mm.
no. In the install process, it'll say ready to start, which is a
Yeah.
total lie. It's not really ready to
Oh
start.
yeah, I got that. It comes
Yeah,
up with an alert, doesn't it? A
yeah,
notification, but it was only 33%, and I knew being the Xbox, I knew it was lying to me. It does
right.
it every time. Oh yeah, your game's ready to start. Yeah,
It
like
was telling
Kelly's.
you it was ready to
It's
start
teasing you.
playing movies for you. Yes,
Yeah,
but they are pretty funny. They're worth a quick watch. Nothing.
yeah.
I mean, they're not going to get any awards in the movie industry or anything like that, but they're funny. So, anyway,
Yeah.
what else, Mark? What else have you
Uh,
been playing?
Apart from my dog attacking his dog dish, yeah. So I've been playing a bit of Gauntlet, which is my freebie this month. Um, Not much to say on it really. Did any of you guys play the original Gauntlet?
Yeah, but it's been years.
Yeah, I played it
Yeah.
in the arcades. It was a long, long time ago. But I'm throwing Greg off now because he's showing the different video for a different game.
No, it's okay. I'm prepping, Mark. I'm prepping here because I know what's coming
But
next.
yeah, but yeah, it's quite good. It's a bit Diablo-esque, a
Ooh.
bit what's the word? Torchlight, that sort of
Right.
idea. But instead of being um, instead of having like a central hub and going back and selling all your goods and going back to do the different missions, it's like a tower level. And you go deeper and deeper, and you have to get as deep as you can. So that's how it's structured. But it's
Right.
quite good. You unlock a few different things. You earn gold as you go along, so you can buy different upgrades and stuff. I've not got that far into it yet. I've only gone down about 3 or 4 levels. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's a good little time waste. The best thing is it's 4-player co-op, but
Yeah.
I've not done any co-op yet.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, I remember Gauntlet from the arcade days,
Yeah, I
and
remember it being just completely top down. It was like a 2D, and you're looking
right.
directly on top part of your character, and it was hard as nails.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I remember.
that,
Yeah.
to be very honest, that's what I thought this was. So now that I'm
I
hearing this is not
yeah.
that, I may
No,
actually download the game.
no, it's a complete remake. It's like it's still top down, but it's more of a setback, like isometric view.
Okay.
But instead of like a 45-degree angle, it's sort of like looking down 45 degrees front on, if you
Right.
know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it does look really good. The graphics are quite good. There's a lot of blood and gore when you're chopping things up and that.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed.
Blood and gore is important,
Yeah.
Sure is.
Uh,
and it was
uh,
free. So I mean, well,
yes.
free with the caveat of you have to pay for gold. But I mean,
Yeah, it's got gold, yeah, which most
right.
people will have if they've got an Xbox One.
Right.
So,
All right. Well, let's move on.
Hmm.
What else have you been playing, Mark?
um, I purchased the DLC for Bloodborne, which is called The Old Hunters.
Yes. See, I'm prepared for you, Mark.
Yes, yes. Now, I started the DLC. Being a From Software type of game, it's not as easy as just selecting the DLC and going to it and playing it. You have to do certain things to access it,
Mm-hmm.
which they're not too difficult. But luckily, I was quite far into the original game, so I was able to go straight to this point to activate it, and I went into the DLC section, and it's really really good. They've done a good job with the level structure. The enemies in there are tougher. There's a lot more other AI hunters with some big ass frigging weapons, and they are really difficult, and they take you down in no time at all.
Hey, so
Um,
here's a question: do you have to have? And maybe you just answered this, and I apologize if I did not catch it. But you completed Bloodborne, correct?
well, yeah, I'll get to it, but yeah, I've completed it now. Yeah,
Right. But what I was getting at is, did you have to have completed Bloodborne to play this Old Hunters DLC?
no,
Okay.
no, there's a bit of a story to that. I started playing the Old Hunters DLC, and I got quite far in it. I've got a few other really good weapons. There's a couple of good weapons in it. There's one what's like a massive like wheel with like spikes on it. It's called a
Mm-hmm.
whirly gig, and then to activate it, it spins it up and you can shove it into someone and just mince them to pieces. So I managed to get that, and I got this other big hammer thing what sets them on fire. So I thought, oh, while I've got these, I'll go back into the main game, and I'll because I've got quite far in the main game. And what I didn't realise was I was only two bosses from the end. And I got right back into it. I got back into the swing of it quite quickly. Remembered all the controls and that. And because I was quite a high level, I didn't have that many problems. And I actually finished the game. And I was really chuffed with myself, and I tweeted it to Bongo, victory achieved and everything. And then I went back to do the DLC, and I couldn't access it because I'd finished the game, and it automatically goes into New Game Plus. So I had to start again. And it took me... Well, luckily, because obviously I played the game, and I was staying my own level. Obviously, the New Game Plus, all the enemies are higher and tougher.
Right.
But because I was at such a level, I did manage to get to the point where I could access the DLC again pretty quickly. But it took 2 hours and a few frustrating moments with a couple of the bosses. Father Gascoigne being one of them, the evil bastard. So, so that annoyed me somewhat. Well, I started the DLC and then I couldn't access it again. But then I got back to the DLC, and guess what? Because I was on New Game Plus, it was even harder.
Oh.
I think it was. It felt it.
Right.
And that pissed me off a bit. So I carried on doing some more of the actual normal game to level up a bit more. So it's a bit of a catch-22. So I've got right to the third to the last boss on the main game again in New Game Plus in just a matter of a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm quite happy with that. And I remembered a lot of stuff and a lot of the shortcuts. Is that the whirly gig he's got in his hand? No, that's a big wheel thing.
It's a big wheel.
Yeah.
Big wheel, keep on rolling.
Yeah. So yes, I've not gone back to the DLC. I want to do, but it was getting to the point where I was getting a bit frustrated, and Jenny kept saying, "You need to come off that. You're getting angry. Are you going to control it?" So I was told to come off it. So I came off that.
You got a timeout.
Yeah. She knows me very well. She knows what's good for me. So I did. I was told I was a good little boy. I came off it, and I decided to put a game in what I got last Christmas, what I've not touched, because every year my mum always seems to buy me an Assassin's Creed game. So I know for a fact this year she's getting me Syndicate, and I've heard Syndicate's really good. We had Richard Natras on the show a few weeks ago, and he was telling me it was a really good welcome return to the Assassin's Creed series, to have a really good game. Everything in it was superb, and it's completely the opposite of what Unity was. He says Unity isn't worth playing. And I thought, well, I do like the Assassin's Creed games. I've played them all now. Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood are still my favourites. 4 was pretty decent as well.
Right.
Excuse me, because my throat's drying up. So I tried Unity. They've had a year to sort out all the problems. Obviously, I've started playing it now with all the patches in place, and it's still glitchy and buggy as fuck. It is terrible. There's so many things what irritate you. The controls, I don't know what they've done to the controls. They are slightly better than 4. 4 was frustrating because he was trying to climb a building and he'd just jump off backwards and kill himself.
Right.
It doesn't seem to do that now, because the best thing they've done is when you're holding your trigger to activate your run and you're parkouring, you can hold your trigger and one button to go up and a trigger and another button to scale down. So you can actually come off a building safely, quickly, without like jumping to his death. So that's a good thing. But the bad thing is it's still fiddly and finicky. And the story, I haven't a clue what's going on with the story. It's shocking. I think they've just... It feels more like a tech demo because there's that many AI people on screen at once. There's a part where you have to go assassinate someone, and there's all these crowds of angry mobs watching this guy. And there's literally, it's amazing how they've done it. The graphics are amazing. There's hundreds and hundreds of AI, and you have to walk past them all. But they're just annoying, if you know what I mean. They're just robotic and repetitive, and they're glitching about and moving, and Yes, I'm not impressed so far. I do want to finish it. I want to just blast through the story. I'm not going to bother with all the side crap. Um, and one other thing what pissed me off with this game.
Do
I
tell.
didn't know, but I a while ago it must have been on sale. I bought the DLC for it. No, the Dead Kings, is it?
Right.
Um, Now you've all heard people say the map on this game. When you look at it, it's just like a clusterfuck of icons.
Right.
Well, it is. It's shocking, and and I wanted to go to the bottom of the map to access this area where I was near a mission, and I saw this sort of like little fast travel thing, and I clicked on it. And next thing I know, I'm getting this cutscene saying Dead Kings and all the intro of that, and it started me in the DLC. I didn't realise I'd activated the fast travel for the DLC. So I thought, I don't matter, I'll just fast travel back and I'll do that later. Nah, you can't do that.
Really?
You have to. No, you cannot access any more fast travel till you've completed the first mission. But I was so early in the game, right? I was only
Right.
like your leveling system. I had like little two triangles or diamonds, whatever they are. All the enemies in the DLC were at least 4 diamonds, and the mission to get the first mission, it wasn't difficult as such, but there's just that many enemies coming at you at once. I just getting killed all the time, and it was so frustrated. I was getting angry at that one. I was getting told off again for getting angry at this game. Then, luckily, I managed to
You've
do
had a
it.
good week of gaming.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to relax, and I'm getting more stressed than what I would be.
It's funny, Mark. You are like one of the most laid back people I know.
I know.
So
Yeah,
envisioning
no,
you getting angry at a game,
Yeah.
I struggle a little bit.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to plow on with the main game, and I just couldn't get back to it until I'd done this mission. I must have died 8 or 9 times, so I had to replay this mission over and over again 9 times before I could unlock the fast travel and get back to the main game. So
All right.
not happy. So that's been my couple of weeks. Um,
All
yeah,
right. Fair enough. Mark, real quickly before we move on to Kim,
yeah.
can you just rise up a little bit and show us that T-shirt?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is in honor
This
of
is
Long
important. Yes. Robin Tate, please take note of this shirt.
It's not backwards, is it?
No,
Reversed.
no mics were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Yes.
True statement,
And-
folks. True statement.
Awesome.
Yes.
And that was made by our wonderful Nicole, and
Yes.
it's available on the Zazzle store, and it's in honour of our very own Bongo Hussein after the infamous microphone incident.
Yes, dropping the mic unintentionally.
An absolute classic.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Kim, let's talk about some of what you've been playing.
Alrighty, it's a little sporadic, but I played a little Hardline over the last couple weeks.
Right.
I
Have you got
actually,
AA access.
yes, I have.
Yeah. I must admit, I started this a while ago, but yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you think of it because I wasn't right impressed.
Well, I bought it when it came out because Battlefield. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. But it can also, we were all still playing Destiny at the time too, so
Yeah.
we didn't really dive into this one much. So I'm still kind of a low man on totem pole, as it were. But yeah, I don't like it as much as the traditional Battlefield games necessarily. But
Right.
the second time around, getting back into it, I like it a lot better now than I did before. So it's good to if I'm sitting here on a Friday night drinking beer or whatever and looking for a good game to go shoot people. Okay,
So-
this
Kim, isn't that every
you
Friday
play-
night, by the way?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And
you
Robin
play
says
the
we
single
don't know
player-
sarcasm.
Yeah.
right.
Are you playing with single player or multiplayer?
Well, I started the single player, but I can't. I don't know what it is with the
Yeah.
single player. I just can't get into
Yeah,
it.
that's all I've done on it, and that's why I stopped playing it.
So I've been doing
Kim, I
the
thought for sure you would like the unlimited handcuffs.
yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, those are fun, and the tasering. I liked tasering people, like waiting for them to turn around, then I walk up behind them. And, yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can't get into the storyline. There's not much of one as there is, but I don't know. I just go to the multiplayer anymore. Go
Okay.
find some people to shoot or whatever. And I played some Dirt 3 over the last couple weeks, and I was a little worried because I was picturing Forza, And I can't play a racing game to save my life, so I was a little worried. But even in the inebriated stage, I did pretty well on Dirt 3, so I kind of enjoy it. So
Okay.
Dirt 3 is a fantastic game.
I,
I
I, I
played the
like
hell
Dirt
out
3.
of that on 360. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do some more of it now since it's backwards
Yeah,
compatible and all that.
yeah.
So yeah, I like Dirt 3, so that was fun. It didn't take much of a learning curve, so that was awesome. And then what was it, last week or the week before last? Flockers was on sale for like a couple of bucks, so I picked it up because I've been eyeballing it for a while now, and I'm not very good.
So walk me through this because this game was not what I expected.
Yeah,
I have to admit, I thought it was going to be something vastly different than what it was.
yeah, it's no, it's not. There's not much to say. It's like a bunch of I don't know, you want to call it like a Rube Goldberg device or something like that. Anyway, you've got to lead these little sheep through all these little death traps and whatever, and try to get as many as possible to safety.
So how do you lead them through though? I mean, are you like manipulating the world around them? Are you creating
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, because they've got different abilities. Like you can click on them and make them jump, or you can make them fly, so you can get them over different things.
It's like Lemmings.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll explode, and you can set up stairs so they can go over stairs. And I'm not good. I've slaughtered so many sheep. I feel
Mhm.
terrible.
Yeah,
There's
I'm looking at the video of the gameplay right
yeah,
now, and
yeah.
I mean, I'm just confused. I'm like
Well,
watching. I just saw a sheep die.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
confused because there was a game on 360 called Flockers,
Right.
and that was where you had sheep as well, but you had like an alien thing at the top.
Mhm.
Yeah, this
Oh
doesn't seem like the same game, but
no, it isn't. No, I'm just wondering now if it's
maybe
was
it is, and
called something similar. I'm looking
I
it
don't
up.
know. Could be.
I don't know. But it was about sheep too, so I have to
Yeah,
assume it's the same game, Mark. I just wonder if maybe
no,
the
it's definitely not the
demo.
same.
Oh, that's a lot of sheep dying.
Yeah,
That is
well,
a whole
you're
lot of
going to
sheep
lose
dying.
some, to blowing them up to blow up walls and stuff. But well, okay, take for instance, I was on this level and we're going right along, and I'm saving a majority of the sheep, or so I think. I didn't scroll up and see this gigantic death machine above me, so I ended up losing like 50 sheep. I think I managed to save like four.
Yeah, this is not the happy game I thought it was.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
it can be pretty bad when you're sitting there watching these little fuzzy things fall to their
yeah.
doom. You know.
The 360 game was called Flock, not Flockers,
Ah, okay.
Ah.
and it was more cute, saying yeah, little alien ships, and you had to help the sheep across, and you had to get them from one place to the other.
I think I played that too.
Mm.
I don't know. It seems like something I would play anyway. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've killed 69 sheep so far, and I had to stop because my conscience was driving me insane. So
Oh, you had to
yeah,
stop because it was on such a funny number.
yeah, well, yeah,
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 she got
right.
to it was the ultimate number. She like got
Like
to
69.
69.
That's it. I'm done.
That's it. I'm out.
That's it. I could go on there, I could play Battlefield Hardline, and I can shoot at a number of people and not bother me. But you give me some cute little fuzzy sheep and some terrible, terrible death machines, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. So that was, yeah, that was pretty much my last couple of weeks. I mean, I played some other stuff that apparently I can't talk about, but that's neither
Right.
here nor there. So no Dragon Age, surprisingly enough. I haven't had the time or the inkling, so just some quick
I,
little blocks
yeah,
here and there.
Yes.
I need to finish Witcher 3 as well.
Oh,
Oh, I
I've got to
know.
get
I
into
haven't
the
even
DLC.
started
Yeah,
hardly. So
I haven't. Yeah, the DLC is just it's calling my name. I'm like, I need to play it.
I do too, but I need to finish Dragon Age first because that's the only way I'm going to be able to move on. It's terrible.
Yes. All right. Well, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
So I guess it's me, huh?
It is
Mm.
all you.
All me. Well, first and foremost, I went to Disneyland. Um, so I've been to quite a number of theme parks over the years. I've gone to enough resorts to know good customer service versus bad customer service. And I just want to say Disneyland has blown anything I've ever gone to out of the water. Just in terms of from the guys, even the gardeners were nice and friendly. You know, there was not a worker at Disneyland that was not smiling, was not helpful, was not just drinking the Disney Kool-Aid. And it was so refreshing, especially on the heels of all of the really horrific news we'd been hearing over the past weeks, just with world events, to go to this place and really experience. It really was the happiest place on earth. I've never been to a place that exuded so much happiness and joy. So had a blast. Went on all kinds of roller coaster rides, and attraction rides as well. I mean, there is quite a breadth of different rides. And what's interesting about Disneyland out in L.A. Versus Disneyland or Disney World in Florida, which is where I think most of the UK typically go. Mark, you were saying that earlier.
Yeah.
They have Epcot Center out there. Out here, they have this second park called California Adventures. And at first, when I heard California Adventures, quite frankly, I really envisioned something that was going to be almost museum-like. Talking a lot about nature, talking a lot about our redwoods, blah blah blah. Couldn't be farthest from the truth. If you really look at the way they have Disneyland set up out here, Disneyland proper is, the Mickey Mouse, Snow White, all of that. Also, the Star Wars properties are all on the Disneyland side. California Adventures, you might as well rename it Pixar, because it was all of the Pixar animated movies and themes that went all over there. And in fact, one of the best rides I went on was the car Ridge Racer ride. I think it was called
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. And it was pretty awesome because it was kind of like this theme ride where you're going through the Cars world and you see all of the different cars talking to you, and you're just very leisurely kind of driving through it, with a little bit of speed up. You're inside this car as well, I should say. And then you come out and they put you into a race against another car on the ride. And so you look over and you'll see a car packed with a bunch of people next to you. And then they do the countdown and then you're off and the ride just takes off like a bat out of hell, and you're going down this course of just winding in and around, like a racetrack. And it was awesome. And Colin, my son, absolutely loved it. We had a blast. In fact, we went back onto it a second time, which says a lot for Disneyland because typically wait times at Disneyland are at least an hour, if not more, per ride. So it's pretty crazy. But that said, I came back. I got in my Tomb Raider. I have continued on with my Tomb Raider. Want to make sure I'm giving my Tomb Raider love. Mark, I'm guilty. Yeah. I have not finished Tomb Raider yet.
I haven't either, so don't worry.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Are you doing all the collectibles and everything? Are you hooked on
so
that?
I was, but now I'm kind of giving up on that, and
yeah.
I think now I'm more inclined to just push through on the story and knock that out, because I know I can come back to the collectible stuff.
Yeah,
but it really
exactly what I did.
Yeah, it really was starting to sidetrack me. But it's funny with this game. Every time I think I'm kind of done, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll take a break from it, because the story seems like it's just kind of hitting a little bit of a lull. It just picks right back up, and really the thing that's been keeping me from playing the game and getting through it has just been time. Every time I've gone to play the game, it's either been super late at night where I just I haven't been able to play as long as I would like to, or I start to play it and then just things come up and I'm like, all right, well, get to a save point and carry on. Or in unfortunate one incident, I actually wasn't able to get back to a base camp, so I just had to kind of abandon the gameplay. It was only like 5-10 minutes worth, so it was not that big of a deal. I have noticed the base camps are a lot more frequent in this game. At least it feels that way. Like you come across them in all kinds of strange places, which it's nice because you can also go back. You can fast travel to any base camp. And so, you have base camps inside of tombs. You have base camps right on the, the front side of like enemy encampment areas. So you never
Yeah.
really feel like you have to go very long before you find a place where you can save.
Some of the bigger areas, when you get further into the game, like the cavern area, I think there's 2 or 3 campfires per area, isn't there?
Hmm.
Whereas the previous game was just one per area.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. So
Yeah.
usually you'd always have to kind of hunt and go back to it, whatever the case may be. In this
Yeah.
game, it's definitely much more generous. And
Yeah.
I will say QTEs, I haven't really come across them so far.
No?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean the lone QTE I would say that I really have come across has been um, two really, which are involved just within the game mechanics, which is if you're dodging, they'll sometimes go into a slow mo where you hit Y and you can do your counter, your parry,
Yeah.
but you have to time that out right. Or sometimes when you're jumping onto a ledge and it's a farther jump, you'll suddenly have to hit X to get on there. So, um, to get your second hand up onto it. But I don't know. Overall, just really enjoying my time with Tomb Raider. I keep coming back to it. Now, Fallout 4 is also calling me, so I'm like, But
Oh boy.
I'm really going to do my best to finish up Tomb Raider. But I want to, I do want to get some Fallout 4 in. Because we are going to be starting talking about our games of the years. Really, it's going to start next week. Um,
Yeah.
in fact,
So
just
close now, the end of the year.
yeah, little bit of a kind of podcast notes. We won't have a podcast on Christmas week, so I think to the 26th is a Saturday. We won't do a podcast that week. That'll be our official week off. But we will be back on air the following week, and next week, and then that week, the following week, we'll basically be running through our individual games of the year and talking about which games made kind of our own individual top 5 lists. I think we came to a conclusion that was probably the best way to handle this.
Yeah, we've done that the past sort of like couple of years now, haven't we? And it
Yeah.
seems to work well because there's. I remember before I joined the crew, sort of like on a more regular basis, you guys had such a hard time deciding on what the collective top 5 was. And then
Right.
you'd leave one out. I remember one time you left Borderlands 2 out, and there's such an uproar from the community, guys, me included, that you left it out. So I think it's a brilliant idea, everyone having their own individual top 5.
Well, and again, I think that as you start to think about just individual lists, that kind of thing. I mean, we're not a major media site, so it's not like we're getting games sent to us regularly where we're playing everything. So
But if you'd like to, just
we
saying.
we would we certainly want to play more games and have that real wide breadth of catalog to kind of look back on. But the fact of the matter is, not everybody's played Rise of the Tomb Raider on our team. Not everybody's
Yeah.
played Fallout 4. Not everybody had played Forza 6 or Halo 5 or Bloodborne. And I don't think anybody of us played Nintendo Maker. So or Mario Maker. So
Yeah, I find it interesting as well, the differences in people's choices, and shows the different tastes people have.
Right.
Like, I know Bongo over the past couple of years has picked quite a few indie games, small indie games as his top 5, which they have been very good. But some of us guys, we didn't pick them as our top 5. So
yeah.
it's interesting to see the variety and the different diversity of it all.
No, totally true. And my goal this year is to make sure no indie games get any love, nor Nintendo games. I'm
No Nintendo.
clearly a Nintendo hater, according to pretty much everybody, including myself. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, last week. Did you listen to last week's,
I
Greg?
did.
Where
I did listen to that. The
was talking
hazing
about
I
it.
got. Yeah.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, we've no Nintendo's haters on this week, so we can talk about the Wii U and Splatoon and that."
Yeah.
So,
But I will say I need that T-shirt that I saw. I think it was a Nintendo block letter. It said no friendo, and I need that. I need that shirt absolutely. So the other game that I played, and so this is not really a big surprise, only because I'm the biggest XCOM fan in the world, but. I played it on a different platform, That's the big piece here. I played it on PC. Yes, I
It
know.
actually works
Shocking.
very well, doesn't it? I've
Uh,
I've played. I've got it on the Mac. Bought it on Steam when it was on sale. I've not played much of it because there's that many games, but I think it works really well with a mouse and keyboard.
so here's a funny story. I switched it to
You
the
don't like it?
gamepad. I played with my
Right.
360 controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of hated it with the gamepad or with the mouse and keyboard.
Right.
But I was laughing because I bought this on a Steam sale way back when.
Probably the same time I did, didn't you?
Yeah,
It's a while
probably. I
ago,
think it
yeah.
was like $5, and you could buy the DLC for another like three or something like that. So I was like, yeah, of course, yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy it. So I picked it up, and I went to play it on Steam, and I could get into the main XCOM and Enemy Unknown. I tried to get the Enemy Within DLC to play, and it wouldn't play. It's like I clicked on it, and it would say like it was going to load up, and then it just wouldn't. And I mean, I tried a couple different times, started stop Steam, did all that, and then I was like, okay, well, I need to do some digging. So I did some digging on the old Google and found, I guess you had to do a check or verify file integrity. So I ran that via the Steam tool, and then it played. And
Joys of PC gaming.
this is kind of why I hate PC gaming, though.
Yeah.
I don't like having to go through those kind of steps. It just should play. If I start it up, play, damn it. Um, but
So
yeah.
as the sort of like ever looming future release of XCOM 2, has that sort of like spurred you on to play this, or was it just one of them things you just wanted to play it again?
So yes and yes. So I've been wanting to play XCOM Enemy Within for quite some time. I've been pining away at getting it as part of backwards compatibility, because this is one of those games that I had bought digitally
Yeah.
on the 360. So hopefully that will come at some point. But since I had it, I was like, well, you know what? I've been itching to play XCOM, so I'm gonna play it. Fired up the PC, and it has made me think about XCOM 2. But man, I mean, playing on my PC is a rarity. So to pay $60 to get it on PC, I struggle a little bit with that. I mean, I know the game's going to be worth it in my head, but my heart kind of tells me I don't really want to play it on PC. I'm going to want to play
Yeah.
it, out where I normally play my other games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I may crack. I may break down, but I'm really hoping we get some positive signs from them to say, XCOM 2 will make it to console,
Yeah.
after PC.
Didn't they last week? Did they not release the system specs for XCOM 2? I'm sure I saw something. I'm just trying to look it up. Oh yeah, it's on
Yes,
games.
they did. They did.
Yeah.
But everything was geared around like Windows 7 operating systems. Minimum specs,
Yeah.
Windows 7. I'm like,
Windows 7. Yeah.
but I'm running Windows 10 now. Is that going to be an issue? And so that's I'm actually waiting for can my system run it to update, because they don't have that's a website in case anybody ever needs
Yeah.
to find out. Just
So yeah,
Google
according to
that.
GameSpot, yeah, Windows 7 64-bit is a minimum. 2.6 gigahertz dual core or quad core, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 1 gigabyte graphics card is the minimum it'll want.
hmm
Not too bad.
It's not too bad, but who knows? Who knows? Uh, but yeah, so XCOM. I love that game. That's all I have
Yeah,
to
it's
say.
good, isn't it?
Yes. All right. Well, let's go back in and talk about some news. So, current topic. We are going to talk about the news. We actually have our news quiz. Well, not really a news quiz. I shouldn't say we have a news quiz. We have some podcast trivia that we will go over. Sent in from our good friend of the show, Jason Johnson, if I can spell it correctly. There we go. But there were some news items that did come up, and I wanted to talk about them. Not a ton of stuff, but December the NPDs came out for November, I should say, not December. The November NPDs came out, and PlayStation 4 was the overall console, which was a lot of people were wondering, was it going to be the PlayStation 4, was it going to be the Xbox One? They actually turned out to be fairly close. PlayStation 4 sold 1.5 million units roughly. That's the estimation in November, and the Xbox One was around 1.3 million.
It's
And
very
then,
close on you.
yeah, I mean, that's tremendous sales.
Is that down to Black Friday, you reckon, then?
Yeah, it's down to Black Friday, and it's down to that they dropped prices for the the PlayStation 4 had the Uncharted bundle, which those
Yeah.
kind of bundles are just such great value. So for
And they
$2.99,
also they dropped the price by £50 over here as well for the actual console
yeah.
recently.
So the console was coming down already, but then they had these great value bundles in there. So yeah, 100%. Those kind of console values drove sales. So basically, some of the numbers from the NPDs. For those that don't know, the NPDs, I think, was North. Oh, I always screw this up, so I'm not even going to worry about trying to say it. But it's North American retail sales. I think they have a couple online retailers within that, but none of the big ones. So they don't have like Amazon. So you don't have their numbers included in this. But overall, retail sales were up 2% year over year. Retail hardware was actually up 11% year over year. And software sales, ironically, were down. Retail software was down 7%. So that's how we got to the only 2% growth. In terms of software, I'll start with 10. We'll go 10 all the way to number 1. So at number 10 for November, Just Dance 2016.
Wow.
Better keep making it and people keep buying it.
Yeah, and a telling sign here, the leading SKU for Just Dance was the Wii, then the Wii U, then the Xbox 360, then Xbox One, PS4, and PS3. So, I mean, newer generation software or hardware was not the platform of choice for Just Dance 2016. Then we had Assassin's Creed Syndicate at number 9. Halo 5 Guardians came at number 8. Need for Speed had a fairly robust November, coming at number 7, which is pretty shocking. Only because its critical reception hasn't been that great. So that's why I say shocking.
Yeah, I didn't really. I did the EA access bit, and it didn't take me long to turn it off and delete it.
Yeah, yeah, go figure. And then let's see, Need for Speed. Then we had FIFA 16 coming at number 6. NBA 2K16 coming at number 5. Madden NFL 16 coming at number 4. So 3 EA sports titles, all basically in and around top 5. That's pretty impressive, considering sports titles typically are. I mean, I guess they're popular. I don't see them as being super hugely popular.
I don't know. FIFA over here is absolutely huge. Well, in fact, across all of Europe, it's massive. It's FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the better way to put it, I don't see a lot of the advertising for those titles, so they just don't to me seem like they're the megaton apps or games, but I guess really they are, obviously.
Yeah.
Then number 3, Star Wars Battlefront. So that came in at number 3, which was pretty interesting. I mean, great showing for them. Obviously, I know EA would have loved them to be number 1. I think a lot of us kind of thought maybe they had a shot at being number 1, just based on Star Wars Battlefront having such a huge following and so many people wanting that to play it. But obviously, I think critical reception and a lot of feedback of it being a little more casual than probably the hardcore would like it to have been, probably held it back a little bit.
And the lack of maps and weapons. Yeah.
And so we come down to number 1 and number 2. So Mark and Kim, let's take a guess. What do you think came in at 2? What do you think came in at number 1?
Well, my instinct would have said Fallout 4 would have been number 1. but I can see the results
Yeah.
in front of me on the screen, and I was quite shocked at that.
Yeah, I
I
forgot
have
you
to
guys can
agree.
see the notes.
Yeah.
Takes all the surprise out of the whole guess
Right?
what came in. Yeah. So Fallout 4 came in at number 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 number 1.
That's surprising. Sort of.
Even more shocking to me. I mean, one, it took number 1. That was shocking enough, but higher than Advanced Warfare. It debuted higher.
Yeah.
That completely shocked me. I did not expect this game to do nearly as well as it has done.
To be fair to the game, though, my lad's just bought this weekend, and he absolutely loves it. He loves all the Call of Duties anyway, but he said it's way better than Advanced Warfare, better than the other two Black Ops. He said it's still got a bit of a futuristic feel to it, but it's more back to the roots of the original Black Ops. And he says it's fantastic. So,
All right. Well,
but he never
one,
plays a single player, though.
yeah, quick apologies to everybody that I just coughed in your ear. I meant to mute my mic and clearly did not hit the icon before I coughed. So yeah, I've heard really good things about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 from the control perspective. People are really liking kind of the gameplay element to it. But I've also heard a lot of people just say it does still feel like Call of Duty. So I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing in a lot of people's eyes. I, for one, have just no ambition to play this game.
No.
Me neither.
Yeah. Advanced Warfighter was kind of, I think, my last Call of Duty for quite some time now.
I didn't even play that one, so I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops.
Yeah.
So
Kevin Spacey sold me on that one. I have
Yeah.
to admit.
I dabbled in Black Ops 2, but didn't really do much of anything else. So
All right. Well, last couple little tidbits. Let's see. After 25 months, the combined sales for the PS4 and the Xbox One are 47% higher than the combined sales for 25 months on the PS3 and the 360. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously, the new software or new hardware is charting way higher than the previous gen hardware.
Well, I can't remember what podcast it was now. I heard one show, I think, saying that the PS4 had now sold, was it 20 million? It might have been our guys last week, it might have been Bongo.
No, PS4 actually has hit 30 million.
30,
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew it was
30
a lot.
million. Yeah, they made that announcement back at PSX.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, because I mean, if I remember correctly, as I look back on the 360 and the PS3 sales, they had good sales starting out, but they really kicked off. I want to say like their third and fourth years, they started hitting like 14, 15 million per year each in those years. And so I'm really kind of curious to see if we still see this, huge trend of this generation just blowing the water out of last generation, or it really starts to slow down. And December deals. So, okay, we have Black Friday, a bunch of deals out there, but it's Christmas time. Boxing
Jesus,
Day's around
loads
the
of-
corner.
Yeah, there's loads of sales out there.
Yeah, there's some good sales to be had. Both Microsoft and Sony have kicked off another round of these basically $300 consoles. And I'm guessing in the UK it's probably like £329.
No, it's down to $299 now.
Really? $299. Wow.
Yeah, it used to be £350 for a PS4. That's what it was at launch, and that's what it's been for the last 2 years. You could get a few deals here and there, but yeah, the recommended retail price is now $299.
Okay.
And a lot of places are doing it even cheaper than that.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, those are some amazing
So,
deals.
Yeah.
But
But the Xbox One's come down in price as well, and they're selling them just as cheap. So, yeah,
So
it's a good time to be a gamer.
yeah, the nutshell of it is, if you miss Black Friday, good news. Those Black Friday deals basically are being repeated. So at least in the U.S., and I don't know if that's the same for you, Mark, over in the U.K., but I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty much for Sony from, well, I want to say it was December 7th-ish, somewhere around there. They kicked off the $299 Uncharted bundle again, and it's running through December 19th. So if you're in the U.S. and you want to pick up a console, PS4, cheap, that's definitely the target there. The 12 Days of Christmas has been ongoing right now for PlayStation Network members.
Oh yeah, 12 deals of Christmas. That's
Yeah.
going to cost me a fortune, that thing.
Yeah.
Every 48 hours there's a new game and a new movie on sale, and most of them are like at least half price off.
Right.
Nathan Drake collection was half price the other day. Just happened to accidentally slip that into the basket.
Accidentally
of
hit,
Whoops.
accept
Yeah.
twice. Yeah. Mhm. It happens. It happens.
But then the next day it was back up at £50. I thought, whoa,
All right.
it's bargain. Is that for 3 games? 25 quid.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. And the 12 Days of Christmas finishes up on the 24th. I'm assuming it's the 24th at midnight. If I'm
Yeah.
Doing
At
all the
midnight. Yeah, local time at midnight. The store will update.
Right.
Like tonight at midnight, the next one will come on. It's been Need for Speed for the past couple of days. $34.99 for the digital version of Need for Speed on PlayStation 4 at the moment, which is I think it's a 35% saving because it retails at, I think it's £50 or £60 here.
right.
So,
Well, and then for Xbox One, if you're looking to potentially pick up an Xbox One, they have deals going on. Every bundle, basically every bundle they offer is $50 off. That will be going from December 9th through December 26th. So even after Christmas, they are allowing, the next day, when you're returning all the socks you didn't want for Christmas, you can put that towards a new Xbox, apparently. And that will go on, like I said, through the 26th. Interestingly enough, the Elite Bundle is also $50 off. So think about
Ooh.
that if you are considering it. That gives you the 1 terabyte solid state hybrid drive. It also gives you the Elite controller. It's bundled in there with it. And if you're going to do a trade-in, which, newsflash, I'm kind of thinking about doing this. You could go to a place like GameStop. They're offering, I think, $175 on trade-in. So basically, you'd be getting the Elite console for about $200, which, if you factor in the upgraded
controller
drive,
itself,
the controller, that's basically you'd be paying for that already anyway. So
I'm going to say how much is the controller in US because the
150.
controller here is about 120.
yeah, so it's 150 US here. So really,
it's a tempting offer or not.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is tempting. It is tempting. So yeah, and also. This is a fun little one I came across, a nice little deal. So if you have a Redbox near you, Redbox is basically kind of it's a movie rental service. It's out of a vendor stand, usually in front of grocery stores. That's where I usually see them. But every Wednesday in December, you can basically rent a free game overnight. So if you're itching to just try a certain game before you buy it, go check out a Redbox on Wednesday. You can get that free rental. Obviously, you're not going to beat the game likely in one night, but hey, it's a free rental, so why not?
It gives you an idea if you want to actually shell out the full price one, though. It's try before you buy. It's a good thing.
Try before you buy is really good,
Yeah.
especially now that we don't. Let's face it, there's not a lot of demos appearing on consoles these days. It seems like developers have gone completely away from creating demos, which is kind of disappointing on a lot of fronts. But I guess it's the new way for next gen. But yeah, so anytime you can try a game before you potentially buy it, I would always recommend that.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, so Nintendo, a patent that they filed. I want to say they filed it basically back in. I want to say almost. Well, recently it came to light. I don't know when they actually filed it, but a lot of people are speculating that the new file is or the new patent is the new controller for the NX. So I have the image of it. So I just brought that up on screen for everybody. So it's kind of interesting. So if you look at it,
What the hell is that?
Oh boy.
yeah, so you have two shoulder buttons. You have two kind of thumbstick nubs that are part of the screen. But this is the interesting part. As you look at this now, the flat surface on the front of the controller is all
Oh, yeah.
basically a video screen.
Yeah. I'm just looking at that image you've just put on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty interesting what they could potentially do with it is there's actually space on there they can be putting because it's all touch. That entire screen is multi-touch. So they could actually be embedding additional buttons on the front on the screen, and this could literally be your device. You could play it on home, obviously projecting it up onto your screen, or you could take it on the road and literally just play it right on the controller.
Mm.
I
Interesting.
don't know how I feel about this because I hate touch controls. I hate touch controls on tablets, on phone games, because more times than not, your thumbs end up missing the button. They slide off, and just enough to where it's not registering right. But the more I've thought about this, the more it kind of intrigued because literally all the surface on that white space you see on the kind of the face, if you will, of the controller is playable screen space. So, and even the buttons themselves are actually part of it. It's I believe a Samsung technology that they purchased. The basically from Samsung, they've licensed it out. And the nubs themselves, even I think, are potentially quote unquote like viewable space. It's that like flexible screen technology.
Viewable nubs.
Yeah, the
Mm.
old nubs. Um, so I don't know. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's different.
Well, yeah.
It's like having. It's just like playing with your iPhone, but you've got like a grip behind it.
Right.
So I don't know. Depends
You've
how we
had me at
utilize
viewable
it.
nubs.
Yeah.
Depends what we call the bloody thing.
I mean,
As long as I don't call it a Wii U too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
dear
some other
Lord.
images of like, superimposed hands on it, and at first I was like, oh, there's triggers on it too, but no, there's not. As far as I can see and everything I've looked at, it's just the shoulder buttons and then your thumbstick buttons there. Those are the four traditional buttons. The screen itself is going to be kind of clickable, so similar to the PlayStation DualShock 4 that you can
Yeah,
kind of
but
click on that
touchpad,
surface,
yeah.
but it's a viewable surface in that it'll have stuff playing across it.
Mm.
So I don't know. It is.
And for those listening via an iDevice or an Android device, you'll have to Google for the images of that, I'm afraid.
Yes. Just Google up a Nintendo NX controller patent, and you will definitely find it. Or maybe is the British way to say patent?
Yeah,
A patent?
but yeah, whatever.
Bastards. All right. Enough of that silly nonsense. Let's talk about some podcast trivia.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Jason Johnson. The man is a star when it comes to trivia.
I listened to last week's and it was brilliant. Was it the week before where he sent in questions what I'd already sent in over the
Yes.
previous year? That
Yeah.
was genius.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute genius.
Yeah,
Because they still got them all wrong.
I know. All right, well, here we go. We have 3 questions, back to kind of the traditional format, and then a fourth. And so, just so you know, here's my thinking, future podcast thinking. So, Jason's been great about sending us in trivia, and I think in the future I'm going to completely bogart, steal the Podcast Unlocked trivia contest the way they do it.
Right.
Where there'll be 1, maybe 2 questions per podcast that we have that are trivia questions, and everybody will get a chance to give their answer. And then we'll track that, because our news quiz tracking completely got derailed. When there's not news, when we don't have time to do the news, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just it made for an imbalanced kind of thing. We'll still talk
Yeah,
about
but-
that
but
end of the year.
I'm still winning though, right? Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Well, Mark, let's have you take the
Yeah.
first question. Here we go.
Okay.
In what game is the following quote found? In what game is the following quote found, Mark? No gods or kings, only man. Is it A, Assassin's Creed Unity, B. Bloodborne, C. Bioshock, or D. Pillars of Eternity? In what game
That
is the
rings a
following
bell.
quote found? No gods or kings, only man.
Oh, Unity. What was it? Bloodborne.
You've got Assassin's Creed Unity, Bloodborne, Bioshock, or Pillars of Eternity.
Uh, this rings such a bell. I'm gonna go with my gut instinct and say Bioshock.
Well, your gut instinct is 100% correct.
Yeah.
It is, in
Because
fact.
of the
Yeah.
plasmids. Yeah.
Yep, Bioshock
Yeah,
for the win.
yeah.
All right, Kim.
Hmm.
That means this is, integrity time here, Kim. Here we go. In the original Oregon Trail, what town do players start in at the beginning of the game? The original Oregon Trail, Kim. Where do you start at the beginning of the game? Is it A, Louisville, Kentucky, B, Independence, Missouri, or if we're talking Nicole, is it Independence, Missouri? Just kidding, Nicole. Or is it C, Natchez, Mississippi, or D, Preston, Iowa? I did not know this one. Then again, I never played the original Oregon Trail in school.
Not because I'm from there, but because I think it's right. I'm gonna go with Independence, Missouri.
I'm sorry, what?
Independence, Missouri.
I'm sorry, what? Independence, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah. Missouri.
Independence, Missouri is a correct answer. Well done,
Yay!
Kim.
I thought so. I
Nice.
can't remember
Never
that one
heard
or
of that.
St. Joseph. It had to be one or the other.
All right. Back to you, Mark.
Yep.
Mark, how many buttons are on the N64 controller? Speaking of controllers and Nintendo, how many buttons on the Nintendo 64 controller? Is it
God.
A8, B10, C12, or D7?
I have no idea because I've never held one. I've just seen pictures of it, and that's that stupid like M-shaped thing in it. 4, 5, 6. I'll take a guess at 7.
Kim Woods, how many buttons are on a Nintendo 64 controller? Is it A8, B10, or C12?
I'm gonna go with 8.
Greg DeLacy. In fact, there are 10. I won't beat you guys over the head with this. Yeah, 10 buttons on the original
Right.
Nintendo 64 controller. And see how far we've come from that. We now only get 4 if the NX controller is to be believed. All right, Mark. Since we finished off with Kim, actually, sorry, Kim, you'll get this first. Name the game on the back of the box description. Last little question here. So give us the name of this game, Kim. There is no defense. There is no cure. Each of our casualties just increases. Let me start this again. There's no defense. There is no cure. Each of our casualties just increases their numbers. Russia went dark over a year ago. Europe fell weeks later. The blank will reach our continents within days. It is July 11th, 1951. Amidst the ruins of England, the U.S. and British forces take a final stand. What game am I?
Yeah, I don't have a clue. Then.
All right. Mark, you seem like you have a knowing little glint in your eye.
Yeah, I've got an idea, but I don't know because we don't really see back of boxes anymore. We're buying digital games.
Also true.
Is it? I've got a funny feeling. Is it the Wolfenstein game? That one you've just purchased on the sale? Wolfenstein New Order?
It is not the Wolfenstein New Order. No. Not a bad guess. Right time period. So not a bad guess.
I was going by the Europe fell and Russia fell because it was an alternate history, wasn't it?
I'm going to give you a clue. It's a little bit vague, but it might help you push you towards the right direction. This game came out in the PS3 360 era.
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no defense. There's no cure. Each of our casualties just increases their numbers. Russia went dark over a year ago. Europe fell weeks later. The blank will reach our continent within days. It
That
is
might not
July
be-
11th, 1951. Amidst the ruins of England, the U.S. and British forces take a final stand.
Oh, right. You automatically think of Nazis, don't you? But it might not be. It might be aliens. It isn't Resistance, is it? Fall of Man?
It is indeed Resistance Fall of Man. Yes, well done. Yeah, that was a little bit of a tough one.
Yeah.
The back of the box always are.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, we appreciate it. Jason Johnson, thank you for sending that in.
I've just seen Prontos in the chat's just put Resistance, but I honestly did not see that until just now.
Right.
No, I honestly didn't. So.
We completely believe you.
Oh, sure.
Yes. All right, Kim, would you be so kind and read off our new releases?
Sure. Let me scroll down there for a second. I'm still stuck up in the other thing. All right. New releases for December 12th and through December 18th. We have Elite Dangerous Horizons for the PC on December 15th. We have, okay, here we go. We have Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star for the PC on December 15th. That's the pigeon dating game, isn't it? Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And people call me weird. All right. We have King's Quest Episode 2 Rubble Without a Cause. Aha! For the Xbox One, the 360, PS4, PS3, and PC on the 15th. Well, good. I haven't played the first one, so that'll be good. We have Ark Survival Edition Xbox One Early Access on December 16th.
I'm looking forward to that one. That's what I want.
Yep.
Isn't that the one somebody was saying something about? Was it dinosaur poop or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you can tame them and use them. Yeah. The PC version looks quite good, but
The things I remember about video games. Anyway, The Delusions of von Sottendorf and His Square Mind on the 3DS on December 17th. Minecraft Wii U Edition for the Wii U, of course, on December 17th. Another weird one. Rudolph's Parsnip Pleasure for the Wii, Game Boy Color. There's got to be something in there. Parsnip.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
feeling somebody has snuck
Yeah.
something in there. I can't imagine there's a Rudolph
What game's
Parsnip's
Boy Color?
Pleasure. Yes.
On December 17th.
yeah.
Cool.
Guess who updated the Victoria
Yeah.
Cheese earlier?
I was going to
did-
say this smells of Robin Tate.
Yes, it does. Oh, dear. Anyway, those are your releases for December 12th through the 18th.
All right. Well, let's talk about the ongoing community stuff. Mark, I'll have you help me out with this when we get to the victories achieved and the We Are Epic stuff. But real quickly, Halo 5 Spartan Company still definitely going on. In fact, I'm itching to get into some Halo. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow. Get in some clan battling. Clash of Clans and Boom Beach. If you like playing mobile games, this is the games to be playing. There's no
Exactly.
other games, just these two.
That's it.
So jump on, get into Clash of Clans and Boom Beach, and reach out to either Nicole Radowski, Bongo the Sane, Kim. I think you're part of it as well.
Mhm. Yep.
So Gamer Girl 27, reach out to her and annoy her until she accepts you into the clan.
You'll find me on Clash. So.
Yes. We do have a We Are Epic video contest going on right now. Basically, make a 30-second video. Something epic or some kind of epic fail. Or just epically funny. Anything you want, get it up there. You post it up on our Facebook page. Or you can send it over if you can't or you're having trouble posting it up on the Facebook page. You can always send it to bongo@g4te.com and he'll help you out. But the easiest way to do this and get into the contest is simply create your 30-second video, then get the URL for it and embed it and push it into our epic.g4te.com contest page. And you could get selected for a $20 gift card
Jeez,
to.
that made me jump.
Yeah, it could either be PSN, Xbox Live, Steam, or Russian rubles, whatever you want. Yeah,
Or
we are
goats.
epic. I posted up a couple just to get a couple in there because I was slacking a little bit on getting my videos up. I think my favorite one though is my story time video. Definitely go check it out. It's pretty funny. You just have to listen to it. It's good stuff. And it makes me think of Stu from the Veteran Gamers every time I hear it. All right, Mark, save my voice. Let's talk about Hot Lap challenges and victories achieved, please.
Yep. The December Hot Lap Challenge for Forza 6 is more or less halfway through now. This is where Bongo's got some loot up for grabs, I believe.
He just likes people to grab his loot.
Or was that last month? I can't remember now. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
Brands Hatch Indy in the wet. The cars are P-Class Audi number 2, the R18 e-tron. And you have to use Henwood's tune, which is P996. So if you search for the tune for the Henwood. Bongo's currently in the lead with 43.6 seconds, and Ballbags and Nat's Whisker behind him with 43.653 seconds. So yeah, just make sure you got Bongo over saying on your friends list and get a time putting on that and join in the
Wait,
fun.
Ballback is literally .653 versus .6. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Basically about
500ths
half
of a second.
Half a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even half
Wow.
a second, is
Yeah,
it?
no, it's not.
half of a second.
I didn't even know what you would call that. If you know
Well,
what you
very
would call
close.
that,
A
please
second.
let us know.
Yeah, and that's Whisker. That's how I explained it, and
Wow.
that's how it is. Yep. What else are we doing? We ain't got
Victories
any more, have we?
achieved.
Yeah, victories achieved. This is a quarterly contest where when you finish a game, like the other week I finished Bloodborne, you take a selfie with the credits in the background. So we see your big smiling face, and only your face, please. No other
Yes.
bodily parts.
Yes, we want these smiling.
upper
upper body face, yes.
At g4t.com, that's G4TEDOTCOM. You've got to spell the dot. And then use a hashtag victory achieved as well. It makes it easiest for us to find it. And then at the end of December, all those entries will be put into a big, massive hat. It is big because it's one of Robin's hats, so it has to be big to fit his head in. And then we draw out a name from there, and you can win $20 of monies of your choice from PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, or Steam. And the equivalent over here is £15, so it's not to be sniffed at for taking a photograph.
Yeah.
So this week's victories achieved. These up to the 12th of December. We got Psycho Womble, who finished Game of Thrones, the season 1. Kyle Adams finished Fallout 4. Wow, there's a few people finishing that now. I've only just got it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he must have ploughed through the story then, because I've heard people can get lost in that for hours and hours and hours. Companion Cube finished Deadly Premonition. Brave man. Brave man. I don't even want to even start that. I've got it free on PlayStation Plus, ages ago on PS3. I don't even want to play it. Danger Russ finished Tales from the Borderlands. Gaming Cass finished the Uncharted collection. Nice, I've just bought that. And Fallout 4. Wow, you've had a busy gaming week. And Colin for the win finished Life is Strange. That's one I want to play now. I've heard so many people talk about that.
I bought it here a couple weekends ago. It was on sale for like $10, so I bought
Is it?
it.
Oh, for the whole season?
Mhm.
I missed that. I've heard people praise it highly. So yeah, that's a victory achieved for this week. So don't forget, finish your game, take a snap, and send it in. You can win some money.
Absolutely. This has been a pretty quick-paced show, and I have to say probably for the best, because I've noticed as we were just walking through the victories achieved, the medicine that I took earlier, it's really starting to kick in. And empty stomach and all, it's going straight to my
Ooh.
head. So I'm starting to get that loopy feel. So yeah, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. What will come out of my mouth for now? Be part of the podcast. come in, join us every Saturday. We podcast 3 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. UK. We're on Twitch, so you can watch us live. You can take part in the conversation, be part of the chat, and just have some fun, meet some new people, play games together. Live.g4te. Just type that into your browser. It will take you right to our Twitch page where we broadcast. And Mark, any shout outs for those in the chat tonight, please? Let's get some out there.
Well, the biggest shout outs are to RCGC, which is I'm sure I keep going blank on the first. I'm sure it's Sarah McGregor or Sarah Gregor, something like that. I know she's on PlayStation Network. I see her on there regular. And we've got Prontos One. They've been bantering backwards and forwards all night long. We've also had in the chat me and Kim. That's it.
All right.
Quiet nights, right?
Quiet nights.
Lively bunch.
It happens. It's holiday times as well. I'm sure a lot of people are out shopping.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this audio-wise, remember, you can always come in and check us out live. You can email the show if you want to send in trivia, like Jason Johnson. We just ask that you give us multiple choice and give us the choices of the multiple
correct
choice.
answer.
And the correct answer. Although, I mean, worst case scenario, we could look it up. We do know this thing called Google. But yeah, podcast@g4te.com. You can tweet us at OC_podcast. And typically speaking, I will take at least 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 days to respond to you. Facebook, that's a thing that we do have. We like the Facebooks. It's a social place. It's still a thing as far as I know. The kids haven't told me yet it's not. fb.g4te.com. That's the simple, fastest way to get yourself right into our browser. To our webpage on Facebook. If you want 20% off on a game, go check out our Twitter page. We have got a Green Man Gaming 20% off voucher offer out there. gmg.g4te.com. Donate if you want. We have a prize pool. We give out money. We never keep the money. So if you're donating, just know it's going back to the community. And we appreciate it. It's on our page, donate.g4te.com. And finally, iTunes. Give us a review if you come across us. We want reviews. They help us. They help us get found. And they help make us smile. I don't know. I'm making that last part up. I'm running out of things to say. So that means, Kim, you need to say your shout-outs. Let's get out of here.
Alrighty, I want to shout out to our lovely viewers and our lovely listeners, and thanks for coming around and give us a reason to do this. And you two fellas, thank God you're back. It hasn't been the same without you guys. So, I'm glad you're back, even though you're apparently both ill. But don't give it to me. So, yeah,
I'm drugged up and numb at this point, so I'm good.
Well, that's not so bad either on a Saturday night. But anyway, yeah, that's it for me. How about you, Mark?
I want to shout out Greg's cough. And Greg's cough again. But I want to shout out Robin, Rich, but not so much Rich, and Fraser for last week. How they can say the PlayStation 4 controller is terrible is beyond me. I think it's fantastic. And it's such an improvement on the PlayStation 3 controller. I admit, the PlayStation 3 controller, I can't use that. It's shocking. I don't like it. But the PlayStation 4 controller, I don't know if it's the size and shape of my hands or what, but it fits in perfectly. And I know it's personal preference, but the original Xbox One controller, the bumpers and that, they're too clicky for me. But the new one's apparently a lot better. You've got one of the new ones, haven't you, Greg?
Yep, the new ones definitely are.
A shout out to
easier.
them guys for stabbing PlayStation in the back last week. There were a bunch of fanboys last week, and Rich has a PlayStation 4. Well, they all do, but Rich has got a PlayStation 4 and no Xbox One, so he's no excuse. So yeah, but we're knocking PlayStation last week, and I was getting not annoyed, but I was dismayed. I'll do the motherly thing. I was disappointed.
Yes,
but yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic controller.
Well, I would like to piggyback on your shout-out of the three of them, and really big shout-outs for them for manning the show while none of us were able to make it. A big shout-out to
hosting.
Rich, our producer extraordinaire. He has come up with this fantastic new overlay for the podcast. So when we're Twitch streaming, you have our different boxes where we all sit and we can show gameplay video, and it just looks 1,000 times better than what it used to look like. So hey, it's an improvement. Very much appreciated. And of course, I always want to make sure we shout out the community. People like those in the chat right now, Prontoast, and I name just literally
RCGC.
RCGC.
Yeah.
So easy for me to say.
Yeah.
We
just said Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, thank you. Sarah's
Sure it's
like
Sarah.
bastards.
Please confirm in the chat if it's Sarah.
Yeah.
Please.
Hopefully it's not John. We have called guys girls before.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the guy's name?
No,
we all thought it was a woman.
We need not go there.
Shannon.
Let's just
Shannon, yeah, that's
yes.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy lives to listen to us, whether it be live or on podcast audio.
Yes, it's Sarah. Yeah.
And just enjoy the show. And thank you, Sarah, for confirming that you are in fact a girl and not a guy.
See, I take note of these things. I know who my friends are.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Shannon. I remember. Yeah.
It was hundreds on PlayStation Network. And
Yeah.
I think I've got about 300 friends, but I know them all intimately.
Mark, I will still never forget when we had Shannon and he responded.
Yeah.
God, I almost did it again. And you were like, "Oh, we've got a lady listener."
Oh god.
Good moments. All right. Thank you. My voice is not going to do much more, so let's crank up that outro music, Mark, and let's get ourselves out of here.
And we've got a special one in memory of, well, not in memory of, God, what am I saying? Well, I need some medication as well. Because Nicole's not here, this is dedicated to her.
Yeah, that was beautiful, baby.
State your name, soldier.
Robert Augustus Cole.
As in the Coal Train?
Stay cool, baby. Yeah, that's right. Back to your home, bitch. Hold still. Yeah, baby. What's up, ladies? Bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. Just a little time out. Yeah, I'm back in the game. Who loves you, baby? Scratch. Damn! Stand up. Fall down. Stand up. Yes, sir. Fall down. To the left. Doing good, baby. To the right. To the left. To the right. What's up, ladies? Gonna freak you on. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea. Stay cool, baby. Man, that was nasty.